Hello, everyone, and welcome to day 16 of this 30-day Living an Authentic Life Challenge. Today, we're going to have a conversation about lifestyle because in this day of fast-paced living, it's hard to keep up. And a lot of us are moving so fast because we're not really living the life that we desire. So you try to do everything fast to make it happen so that you can have the home that you envision, the world that you're living in, the lifestyle that you truly want. But I found that if we ever design ourselves to live a life that we want, it's not going to be you doing it fast to get it done. No, see, things that are long lasting, often those things are not fast paced. Often those things are not spaces where you end up having what you want done quickly. No, things that are often lasting a lifetime, generations to come. That's a lifestyle that we should be building because those are the things that will last. Don't keep living a life thinking that if that's the thing I want, I got to do it on my own. Because a lot of people are running at this fast pace because you're doing it by yourself. I've heard the term, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want it to last, then you need a team. And we were built to be with someone else. We were never designed to function alone. Your life was designed for you to be in relationship with someone, to build a life with ease, with grace, at a pace that makes it simple for you. Start living a lifestyle that moves at the pace of grace. Grace says, slow down. Grace says, stop stressing. Grace gives you support on the journey. One of the things that I love about my life now, because in this current marriage, Eric and I have the opportunity where we live at the pace of grace. This morning, we did what we usually do on a regular basis. As the day begins to unfold, we make a decision to see, hey, what are you doing today? We sort of align our schedules and see where we can support each other. It doesn't take a lot of time, but taking that time, going at that pace of grace helps us support one another along the journey. And it reminds me of how people can be in the same household and still not function well. There was a time that I was in my first marriage where taking these few moments that Eric and I do now to just see how are we aligned. Let's set this pace for our day. That part is something that I feel is sustaining me. It's encouraging me, and it's letting the household be a little more fluid. There are these two sisters that I'm thinking of. One, the older sister, she was always moving, fast paced, because things in the house needed to get done. Make certain that the bills were cared for, the food was paid for, the food was cooked, the house was prepared. Her home was pristine. You know, those homes that you walk into where it looks like they just took a magazine and they made certain that they structured their house around that magazine. I always love seeing those homes. I could never keep those homes because I was a little bit like the younger sister. You see, her younger sister was the one that enjoyed the house that they built. She sat with her friends, enjoyed their company, and that gave her a chance to just rest in the moment, enjoy this day. Had a conversation about change. And when we're looking at change, sometimes you need to just enjoy this day. So the little sister enjoyed the friends, enjoyed the home, and relished the moments. And then one time they had this special guest that showed up. Or because the special guest was showing up, the older sister, she was preparing the house. She did what she usually does. Make certain everything was pristine. Make certain everything was in place. She did all the work. She did all the move. Guests had arrived. She made certain everybody had what they needed. But did she enjoy any of their company? She didn't really enjoy their company because she was so busy moving. She was in a hurry to ensure that everything was done. If you've got a list a mile long, you will forever be in a hurry to make certain things get done. But the little sister, she enjoyed time with their friends. She laughed. She relished in the moment. That was the lifestyle that the older sister wanted. But the one that she was living did not run at the pace of grace. So if you find that there are moments in your world that you're constantly running and running and running, take those moments not to rush. It's in the pace that we walk through that gives us some element that life is to be enjoyed. And if you choose to run at the pace of grace, well, it gives you the thoughts of things eternal. You see, the thing that I had to learn, that E in eternal, when you have a vision that lets you see down the road, the things that you're doing today, if you're forever running, you don't get the chance to see. You can think about what's needed and what's helpful for the future, but if you're forever running, you never get the chance to enjoy it. But if you pace yourself out, you can think about things eternal, what's happening a little later on down the road. And that E helps me remember that if I add the E to pace, I receive peace. And a lot of us are looking for peace. Peace that settles our soul. Peace that calms our fears. Peace that renews light and love. Because when you're running so fast, trying to do everything that there is to do, you often don't have the peace that you want in your lifestyle. You're working so hard to try to get the things that you desire. And sometimes the one thing that a lot of us are seeking is simply peace. So look for things eternal to add the E to pace and run at the pace of grace so that you can have the lifestyle that you desire. So day 16, we're going to talk a little bit deeper and share a little more insight about how grace will help you live the lifestyle that you desire so that you can see the stars even in the midst of the darkest nights that you experience. Join us here. Go to my website, tanyaehood.com. There you can click how to register because this challenge takes place on Zoom and you get the chance to join the rest of us while we're here having a deeper conversation. In the meantime, this is Tanya E. Hood walking in my purpose, and I want you to do the same.